Mr. Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer, top 100.
Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks.
DK Metcalf.
Nate Burleson, you're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam.
You're watching NorbCam.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is NorbCam coming at you with another live video, another Ask Norb. And if you saw the title of this is kind of a very interesting thing that happened recently. Through the magic of the internet and YouTube, I was able to connect with someone who kind of just came out of the blue, but is a family in New York City that has a possible not only connection via the Seahawks, but maybe might even be a distant relative of mine. I'm going to find out. But I wanted to kind of set the story for you guys. I'm going to read the email that I first received from this gentleman in New York City. But real quick, just a shout out. I want to just say to those of you who are jumping on here, we got here. Oops. They get some of these people here on the chat. It's not showing up just a moment. Here's the beauty of live TV. I want to make sure you guys' chats show up. Here we go. There it is. All right. Thank you guys for coming out here and being part of this broadcast. Who do we got here? Life with Mackenzie, Cards and Gaming, Jalen, Sal Powell, Bryson Bowman, Ancient Hawk, Joey Del Rosario, and a whole bunch of you other guys joining on here. I appreciate it very much. So I'm going to read this email that I received, and his name is Chris Kalie. We share the same last name, believe it or not. And let me see if I can pull it up here so you guys can read along with me. And the email goes, it's from Chris Kalie. Subject is New York Seahawks fan. He says, "Hey, my name is Chris Kalie. I stumbled upon your YouTube channel and turned my 10-year-old son, Charles, onto it. Charles is a huge football fan and has been encouraged to be a Giants fan by his grandfather. I've also encouraged him to be a Jets fan, mainly because if they ever turn things around, I would like for him to be a part of it. You've changed all that. You've changed all of this conditioning, though. He loves your videos and as a result has become primarily a Seahawks fan. He walks around the house singing the lyrics to your songs and also shouting, 'Seahawks!' He even asked for a Russell Wilson jersey for Christmas. Anyway, I thought I would reach out to you, kind of wondering if we are related. My father, Cesar, was born in Manila in 1928, came here in the 50s, and passed away in 1999. I'm the eighth of 9 kids. Busy. Eighth of 9 kids, all of us being born in New York, so not too connected to our Filipino roots. If we are able, I would like to bring my family out to Seattle to see a Seahawks game. Perhaps we can meet up for a cup of coffee or just say hello. Be well. Chris, P.S. Could you ask your dad if my dad's name sounds familiar? Just curious. I understand Kalie is somewhat a common name in the Philippines, but I just thought I'd ask." So that email really caught my attention. It's not very often you get an email like that. And so I responded back and we had a few exchanges and, a little bit more discussion about what we had in common in the families. But I thought, you know what? We need to have a conversation. But if we do, let's do this live on YouTube just because it'd be fun, right? To not only get to know each other at the moment, but even share it with a lot of you fans out there, because this is kind of an exciting moment here. So without further ado, I'm going to bring them on right here. This is the Kalie family from New York City. Here they are. This is Chris and Charlie Kalie. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
All right, so we've got Chris, we've got Charlie. Norm? I'm doing great, man. This is kind of a special moment to meet up like this.
Thanks.
And again, I just want to kind of start back at the beginning because it's pretty wild. Just reading that email, the fact that your family's from New York City. Your I think, was it your grandfather, or was it your father-in-law that you said is the Giants fan?
My father-in-law, my wife's father's a Giants fan.
Okay, so your father-in-law's a Giants fan.
He got him going on, with the Giants flair early on.
Okay, and you're a Jets
Charlie's
fan.
Got a good football mind, so he picked up right on it, and he's mostly a Giants fan, but we like any New York team, really.
Okay, so your father-in-law's a Giants fan. You're a Jets fan. You were trying to convert your son Charlie over there to one of them, but somehow he ended up turning into a Seahawks fan because of me.
Because of you, man.
So I'm going to hear from both of you, Charlie and you, Chris. How did how did you find my channel? How did this even come across your radar to where this Seahawks fan all the way from Seattle suddenly got into your household and messed up your entire plans for trying to raise a New York football fan?
You know, I don't know if I Googled myself or what. I just stumbled upon it on YouTube. Charlie's a big, he watches a lot of YouTube videos, football videos, highlights and whatnot. So you might have just popped up that way. But I noticed, you know, I somehow or another, I Googled you, got your name. I noticed we had the same name, and here we are. I turned them on. I'd put your videos on. I'd say, hey, Charlie, this guy's probably your cousin. So, and he's a big football fan. So check out the videos.
Do you remember? Do you remember what the first video was that you saw?
You know, there's that popular video of you screaming. I think that's like one of your first videos, right? You screaming, reacting to a win or a play. Oh,
it might have been the Packers championship game, because it'd been that one, the miracle
like
comeback.
That.
So I was going crazy in the stadium, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna probably say it's that one, because most people who I run into usually say, "Oh, you're the guy who was at that Packer game, right? Oh man, that was awesome." So I'm guessing it's probably that one.
Yeah, that was it. Well, your face was all painted.
Yep.
I was like, "Who is this nut?"
Yeah,
we must be related.
That would be me. So Charlie, let me ask you, Charlie. So, how was it that you got to know my YouTube channel? What are the videos that you started watching, and are there any favorite ones? I heard your dad said in the email that you sing along with the songs. So I'm curious, what kind of, what got you interested in my YouTube channel? What videos were the ones that you started liking?
Well, I liked your rivals and your singing videos, and I watched some of your videos in the stands, and it was very cool. So I just continue watching them.
That's cool. Now, so before watching me, did you know anything about the Seahawks at all?
Yeah.
What do you know?
I knew like Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, and a bunch of other players on their team.
Now, so you're 10. That means when we won the Super Bowl, you were only like 3 or 4 years old, right?
Yeah.
So you weren't even old enough to remember the greatest moment in Seattle Seahawks history of winning that Super Bowl, but you obviously got to know the history of the Seahawks, right? What kind of got you, what's kind of got you interested in following the team? I mean, it couldn't have just been my videos, or maybe it was, but what kind of got you to decide, I want to follow this team?
My cousin AJ liked the Seahawks, and he was my favorite cousin. So that's how I got to know the Seahawks.
That's right.
That's
right. He's got a cousin AJ. He lives close by. And I don't know how AJ got turned on to the Seahawks, but Charlie kind of looks up to him. He's a few years older. He's in 9th grade or something. So I guess the combination of AJ being a Seahawks fan and your influence really sealed the deal.
So
and just to clarify, I'm a little bit of a passive football fan. I enjoy watching it, keeping it on in the background on Sundays, but I'm a bit more passive. Charlie really follows all the teams and the players. And your videos are huge.
They're awesome. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And I hear a voice in the background. Would that be your lovely wife by chance?
That is my wife, Jana.
I know.
Hello, honey.
Norb, I love your videos, and I have to tell you, Charlie's absolutely obsessed. I'm like, he literally sings these things, and I'm like, Charlie, what are you singing? And then I realize, because it's like made up words to another song. In other words, like you're the words, the Seahawk words, So he knows he memorizes them.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. That's great. Well, thank you for allowing him to follow me and be a Seahawks fan, despite the fact that you're all the way in New York City and going against your wishes. But you got to let them, live their life and make their own choices, right?
That's it. I'm just happy to see any New York team do well. The Giants did well when I was younger, and of course the Jets have been struggling my whole life. So,
right.
We'll be around. I just like to be part of it,
Yeah.
But yeah, Charlie really enjoys your parodies, and he sings the lyrics, and he sometimes gets in trouble for screaming "Seahawks," right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want you getting in trouble, Charlie. But you can yell that anytime you want, as far as I'm concerned. You have my permission, so it's all good.
Right?
And tell them where you play baseball, Charlie.
So I'm curious now. I understand that Chris, you're a police officer. Is that right?
That's right.
So tell me a little bit about what you do, and I guess a little bit about your family out there. Since you and I might be distant relatives, we got to do some ancestry research here. But you might be cousins, or who knows what we might be. But tell me a little more about your family and growing up in New York. What's it been like for you guys?
Yeah, so we grew up. We're actually not from New York City. We grew up in a suburb of New York City, maybe 30 minutes north in Rockland County, and now we live in Orange County. So we're up by West Point.
Okay.
So we're probably about an hour and 10 minutes from Manhattan. But yeah, we are just living the life. I've been a police officer for 20 years. I started out in the NYPD. I did a few years there. Then I went to another city in Westchester County, and now I'm in a small village in Westchester. I've been there for about 15 years. I'm doing the midnight shift right now, so I just woke up. And just happy to be here, living in Orange County here. So
if you've been a police officer for 20 years, that means you were on the job back in 2001, weren't you?
I was actually working a day shift in the Bronx. I remember I was working during it. I was taking a report from the night before. Someone's car got broken into or hit by a car overnight. I was taking a report, and I heard it come over. And where I was in the Bronx, once I finished that report, my partner and I went around the corner trying to just wrap our mind around the whole thing. And we went around the corner where we had a vantage point of the skyline, and we could see the buildings smoking. And then everything from there, we wound up later in the day shutting down one of the bridges that lead from the Bronx to Manhattan. I was there all day. And then the weeks and months after, I was down there quite often. I wasn't on the pile itself, as they call it. I was all over it and around it. Yeah. Terrible.
Oh, so you actually heard the first plane go over, is what you're saying? You actually could hear the jet before the first one?
No, okay. Because you're not paying attention to jets go over or anything like that. It's New York City, jets all over. But you were working. We heard it on the radio. They called what they call a mobilization over the radio, and just trying to wrap our minds around it. We were able to see it from where we were.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 9/11 is a day that obviously this country will never forget. And now we're going through a very different type of situation, but this is kind of a period in history now that I don't think anyone's going to forget anytime soon, because we've never seen the likes of this type of situation going on with the whole coronavirus and everything. How's your family? What's it like over in where you live dealing with the whole coronavirus thing? Are you guys kind of holed up in your house too? You at school? Is it closed, or what's happening on your guys' neck of the woods?
So they had Easter break in the middle of April, and the word last week was they're just going to add a week to the Easter break. Yesterday or Friday, they rescinded that. They said we're going to have 2 weeks off now, so they're off for 2 weeks starting tomorrow, and then we'll take it from there. They'll still have their Easter break, but they took away that second week. And other than that, we're just living life, trying to not get too wrapped up in it, being smart, washing hands and whatnot. I guess we're passively trying to stock up on food, not going crazy and filling the car with groceries. But every time we go to the grocery store, we grab a few extra cans of food or whatever, just in case.
It's not too crazy over there though yet. Shelves aren't emptied. People.
No, it is. It is. That's why I can't deal with too much of that. Every time we need something, we'll grab a little extra. You know, the everyone's grabbing up all the water and the canned goods and toilet paper, things like that. But where I work in Westchester, we're close to what is the New York epicenter of New Rochelle, where there was a New York City attorney that had one of the first cases. So it's a little bit more of an active scene down there in Westchester.
What's your so you being a police officer? So I'm sure you have a kind of different perspective from where you come from. But what do you tell people? Or I guess even we're all dealing with this in our own way, but we have this kind of all in common now. For us, like everything's pretty normal, just like you guys are in your house. I'm in my house, and things are pretty normal for the most part when you're here. But it's that whole point when you have to decide, okay, shall we go out and eat somewhere? Should we go out and shop for something? Should I let my daughter go to her friend's quinceañera in 2 weeks where there's going to be like 150 people? We've been having these discussions. My wife is on a plane right now, traveling, knowing she's going to be interacting with dozens of passengers, and I guess it's trying to figure out how nervous should we be? What's your kind of take from your perspective on what do you tell people when they ask how nervous and paranoid about being in public should we be, or should we avoid going out as much as the media sort of tells us that we should? What's your take on it?
Yeah, I just be smart and on any unnecessary contact. At work, it's a little bit of a different story. I have certain things I have to do and precautions I have to take, and I wouldn't want to infect. Unnecessarily be exposed to the potential virus, but we have all sorts of different measures that they put in place as far as screening calls when they call in, when we have ambulance cases, screening callers to find out if they traveled abroad, if they have any of the symptoms, so we can minimize exposure to the first responders. Other than that, here, I don't want to minimize it, but I just feel like it's a huge response. Just a huge response. And I went to a little bit of a panic the other day for maybe 10 or 12 hours. And then I started looking up the numbers, and the numbers didn't scare me, to be honest. Casualty-wise, at the time, I don't think we had any deaths in New York, or maybe just one. So yeah, I try not to live in fear like that. I don't want the economy to completely tank. I know, what they've done with the closing down gatherings, the NBA, all the major sports have been closed down. So it's concerning, but I think we're gonna bounce back. I'm an optimist, so I think we're going to bounce back. We just have to deal with this. We deal with everything else, like you said. We dealt with 9/11, all the other challenges we face. So,
yeah, well, that's a good attitude. I guess we just can't live in fear, and we just have to be careful as we can when we do decide. We just got to go and head out the door. It's not gonna knock us out as soon as we walk out the door. We just got to be careful wherever we go. So,
yeah, it's the elderly people and the young people. Little babies. You want to obviously take precautions, and the elderly people, you want to take precautions. But hey, we'll keep paying attention to what they tell us to do, and take it from there.
All right, Charlie, so I want to ask you a couple of questions. So tell me a little bit, if you're 10th grade, so you must be 5th grade? What year are you?
Yeah, he is
in 4th grade.
4th grade. Okay, 4th grade. And tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you like to do? Do you play sports? You have hobbies, activities besides the Seahawks and watching NorbCam videos? What else do you like to do?
I play baseball. I play flag football. I play basketball most of the times. And then I play with my friends, and we basically do the same thing.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just finished up basketball season. He was one of the better players on the team, right, Charlie? It was kind of a new sport to him. But
Okay.
he did really well. I'm proud of him. And he made the All-Star team last year for the first time. So, and that All-Star team just rolled into like a travel team, which rolled into a fall ball and another travel team. So he's getting a lot of baseball under his belt. He's doing really well. And you probably wonder about football. He is built for football. I don't know if you can tell, but the guy is totally built for football. But when he was born, the doctor said he had something called low muscle tone. And they said almost right, one of his first checkups, they said he wasn't going to be able to play football because of this low muscle tone. So basically his muscles and his joints are a little bit more relaxed than the average person when we're relaxed. So his joints could be hypermobile. So taking a hit might not be a good idea. So they scratched that off the list really early for him. And it's kind of ironic. That's all my wife needed to hear. There's no negotiating with her. So no football for Charlie playing at full contact right now.
Okay, at least he's playing. But he is playing flag football. You said though.
Yeah, flag football. Loves
what
it.
position?
And
what position do you play, Charlie?
Quarterback and wide receiver.
Oh, quarterback and wide receiver. How do you do that? You throw the ball yourself? That's pretty talented, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So tell me, who are your favorite players on the Seahawks? I mean, I'm guessing Russell Wilson would be the obvious answer, especially as a quarterback. Tell me, besides Russell, for obvious reasons, tell me about what other players do you like on the Seahawks?
I like Tyler Lockett, and then Doug Baldwin. He was really good. And then
Doug Baldwin, yeah. And you know Doug Baldwin is half Filipino. You know that, right?
Oh, no way.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Half Filipino. Yep. His I think it was his mom was Filipino, or is Filipino. But yeah, sad that he retired last year, but he's still doing a lot of good things in the community around here, building a community center not too far from where I live. So he's still doing good things. But yeah, Doug Baldwin's a good guy. But you were saying other players besides Lockett and Baldwin?
Yeah, I got Chris Carson and Rashard Penny.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just got Greg Olson.
Yeah, that's right. What do you think about that pickup?
He's really good, and I think he's going to do well.
Yeah, I hope you're right. Well, now that we're getting into some of the X's and O's and the nitty-gritty about football, a lot of people have been asking me since free agency, essentially starts this week after the weekend. A lot of speculation out there. The big question on everybody's minds is Jadeveon Clowney, Seahawks defensive end. What do you think about re-signing him? Do we sign him? How much do you think he's worth? Tell me what your thoughts are on Jadeveon Clowney coming back to the Seahawks.
I think he should come back to the Seahawks because I saw him on the Houston Texans with J.J. Watt, and he made the Pro Bowl. So, yeah, I think we should re-sign him.
I agree. I'm one of those guys who I think we should bring him back. The price is the big question mark. How much people are speculating he might be asking for anywhere between $20 million and $24 million a year. Do you feel like he's worth that price?
Yeah, I think so because he's like one of the better players on the team, and he should get some money.
$24 million would definitely be a good chunk of money.
Yeah, that'll work.
For those of you just tuning in, wondering who I'm talking to here, I'm talking to Chris and Charlie Kalie, share the same last name, over in New York. Chris is a Jets fan, but his son Charlie on the right there is a Seahawks fan. A great deal of that because of my videos have sort of converted him into a Seahawks fan, which I think is very cool. So we're just talking a little bit of NFL, talking a little bit of, just life for them in New York. Let's see. The big news today, too, this weekend, was that the new CBA, the collective bargaining agreement between the owners and the players, was signed and put into play, approved by the players. So we now have a new collective bargaining agreement through 2030. So that means, NFL is good to go. We don't have to worry about any lockouts or anything like that. Football is going to be good for at least another 10 years. So when you're 20 years old and almost of legal drinking age, football will still be going strong, Charlie. How do you feel about that? Are you excited that they came into an agreement?
Yeah. I like football and baseball, so I watch it a lot. And the baseball season is coming up, so I'm really happy about that.
Well, it is coming up, but we don't know how it's going to go with this virus. Everything's kind of on hold right now, but hopefully, sooner than later, things will resume back to normal. But, it just got me thinking, 10 years from now, that seems like a really long time, but you'll be 20 at that point. Who knows? By the time they get to the next collective bargaining agreement, you could be getting ready to go to the NFL draft. If you continue to play your football cards right, and assume your mom lets you continue playing, that would be something. But yeah, 2030, you're going to be a 20-year-old, I think very, very successful athlete by that point. But what's your favorite sport? If you had to choose a sport that you like the most, which one do you like of the three that you've been playing?
I used to like football the most, and then my mom said I couldn't play football, so now I like baseball the most.
Oh, baseball. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, baseball's got some, I think financially, you can make a lot of money in baseball, and those contracts are guaranteed. So that's not a bad choice, and you don't get beat up as much. So not a bad way to go. Well, that's pretty awesome. So and you have a sister as well, correct? There's 4 of you in your family.
Yes.
Yep. Now, is she an athlete like you?
Yeah, she plays basketball, and she's gonna do lacrosse this year, and maybe softball.
Okay, nice. No volleyball players in your family, I take it, huh?
Now they both love volleyball. As far as what they do in gym, they both really enjoy it. So Faith's gonna give a shot. She had similar story to Charles with basketball. She just picked it up the last couple of years, and she did really well this year in basketball. I'm proud of her.
Nice.
And she's going to give lacrosse a shot. I want her to try baseball. Just it would have been a good companion sport with Charles baseball, but she's going to give lacrosse a shot.
Yeah. Nice.
She's got a couple cousins that play in college, so she's got a lot of influence there. So.
Very good. And what year in school is she?
Faith is in 6th grade.
6th grade. Oh, so she's in middle school or about to start middle school?
Middle school. They start middle school, fifth grade here.
All right, so 2 years apart, the two of you guys, 4th and 6th grade.
Yeah, they're 15 months apart or so. Really quick.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and how about you, Chris? So besides your career in law enforcement, what kind of things do you like to do? You said you're a passive football fan, so I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean that you're a Jets fan, but you're just sort of a lukewarm Jet fan, or how into your team are you? Tell me a little bit about that.
I'm not out there painting my face green, but no, I'm actually like I said, a little passive. So I was happy just jumping on board with Charles, kind of steering him towards the Giants because of his grandfather's influence, and I root for both. Really, I'm happy for either New York team to do well. So I really kind of pivot off Charlie's excitement.
Okay.
He really has a good mind for football. He gets it. And it's same as baseball. He gets it, and he got it at a really early age.
Nice.
So, I'm just trying to encourage him to be a fan.
Yeah. So, Charlie, what do you think of the 2020 season? Who do you got going to the Super Bowl this year? Any early picks?
Ooh.
Putting you on the spot with a tough question. Tough questions we ask here on NorbCam.
I'm pretty sure everybody this year thought the Seahawks and Ravens were gonna go to the Super Bowl, but yeah, that didn't turn out. But
yeah, almost. It could have. It could have, but didn't quite get there.
So they were like my top two.
So you're still thinking Seahawks Ravens in 2020?
What are you thinking if you had to make a pick right now?
I would put the Seahawks and probably the Seahawks and the Chiefs.
Chiefs. I was just gonna say the Chiefs. That was the matchup I wanted last year. I should say that. Yeah, this past year I was really hoping to see the Seahawks and the Chiefs meet up. 49ers kind of ruined that plan. We were this close from getting it, but maybe this year. This year could be it.
That would be exciting. We got to try and get out there for a game, Norb.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. Have you ever been to Seattle?
No.
No.
Did they come out with the schedule yet for next year?
They don't have the schedule, but they do have the teams that we're playing. They just haven't actually come out with the actual schedule yet. So that'll be in a couple more months, I believe. So
I'm gonna look into that. Maybe we'll make a little vacation out of it.
That would be cool.
Game.
Yeah,
that would be so fun.
If you come out to Seattle, I'll definitely meet up with you guys and show you around our city a little bit. And I think that.
Yeah, you're at every home game, I'd imagine, right?
Every home game. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
Yeah.
No.
Have you been now? Back to our whole Filipino roots. Have you ever been back to the Philippines?
When I was a baby, so nothing that I remember. When I was a baby, I did. My father, like I said in one of our conversations, my father was not like super ethnocentric type of guy who just kind of let us do our thing. And he was busy. He worked and played the piano and listened to his music and not that was it, but that was his, those were his passions, ballroom dancing and things like that on the Filipino side.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had some relatives close by, but he never pushed any of the culture so much. I think my mom did more, actually, believe it or not. My mom's born here of Hungarian, Austria-Hungary descent. Oh, okay. So she really kind of latched onto it. She cooked the adobo and lumpia and yeah, she'd have our Filipino relatives over and they did the Catholic Filipino thing, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So Charlie, do you like Filipino food then?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Filipino dish?
I can't remember the name.
Adobo?
No, not adobo. It's like
lumpia.
The things I brought in. Yeah, the lumpia.
Lumpia, the fried the egg rolls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can't go wrong with those. Yeah, my kids love those too. So nice. All right. Well, any last thoughts as far as your Jets are concerned? How do you feel about your Jets moving forward? They're still trying to move their way up there, but at least they finally got a quarterback in Sam Darnold. And I don't know. What do you think? Any thoughts on how the Jets will do this year?
What do you think?
I think they'll be they won't make the playoffs, but they'll be really close to.
The same story.
So they'll be better. They won't quite get there, but they'll be better at least. I guess that's what you get for being a Jets fan. At least at this point. At some point they're going to break through, but it's going to take a little while.
Yeah. It's like a thing. Obviously, it's a thing out here. Just trying to be part of it.
Yeah.
People I work with have been fans forever, and they're diehard season ticket holders, and I just want them to do well,
Yeah. Well, I have a YouTuber named Gangrene David, and he's a diehard Jets fan, and He does. I kind of inspired him to do his own YouTube channel, and he's doing very well now. And I know his longtime sufferings he's had to go through being a Jets fan, but I'm sure he's not going to be inspired by what you had to say today. But I know he's hoping things will turn around for those guys. But Brady and the Patriots, that may be coming to an end here. Who knows? Brady might be signing with another team. A lot of talk right now.
I think so. We can be done with that soon. I mean, you can't go forever.
Yeah. Charlie, what do you think? Do you think Tom Brady will be back with the Patriots for one more year, or do you think he's going to go to another team? And if so, what team do you think he'll play for?
I think he's staying on the Patriots because why would they take him off? Because of how good he done in his career. So he's going to stay on the Patriots.
So I think he'll stay. So do you think all this talk that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to go throw everything in the kitchen sink to get Brady, and the 49ers getting Brady to finish his career there, you think that's all smoke and mirrors? He's just going to come back to the Patriots and finish his career there?
Yeah, I think he's just going to finish his career at New England.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking too, but it's fun to speculate and talk about the possibilities. It would be pretty wild to see Tom Brady in another colored uniform. That would be pretty wild. But we shall see. This next couple of weeks is going to be very interesting with free agency coming up, and a lot of players moving around. So we shall see what happens. But hey guys, it was great getting to talk to you. And again, if I ever head over to New York, which by the way, the last time I was there for Super Bowl 48, I had a great time. New York City was awesome, and had so much fun at MetLife Stadium, one of the best days of my life with my dad. So if I ever come out that way, I'll look you guys up. And if you guys ever come out to Seattle, do the same thing, and we'll meet up and have a little fun together. Sound good?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me today.
Let's look into that family tree, man.
Yeah, I got to find out and see how far connected we are. I actually went online. I just thought before our call, I started looking I kind of Googled the Kalie last name because I just wanted to see how many of us are there out there, because I don't know a ton of them, besides the relatives that I have and you guys. But right. There are quite a few. If you ever have the time to just Google the last name Kalie, there's quite a few out there. But I think the most famous one, besides myself, is actually a chess player in Australia named Ariana. You know her, Ariana Kalie? I mean, not know her, but
I've seen her. It's funny, before the internet, I thought we were the only ones. I thought it was just us here in New York. Yeah. But I've seen her and you, and those are the two main Kawili's. But I didn't realize what a common name it was until later in life.
Yeah, I had never met one before either, so it didn't seem common to me at all. So it is kind of interesting that there are more out there. The unfortunate thing is when I did that search today, a story popped up that Ariana Kalie had just gotten into a car accident, and she's in critical condition down there in Australia. So what I found wasn't good news. I'd seen her plenty of times talking about all her chess championships and things that she'd won, and then I saw that today. So not good news for one of the Kali's in this world.
That's sad to hear.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll have to look into that and see how she's doing. But anyway, it was great to get to know you guys, and I'm sure we'll keep in touch. And good luck with your Jets this year, Chris and Charlie. Go Hawks, baby!
Yeah.
Let's hear it. See.
Hawks.
See.
Hawks.
See.
Hawks.
There's a long delay between the phone lines. It's like this very long delay, but I love it. All right, well, you guys take care, stay safe, and we will get in touch soon, and hopefully in person next time. All right?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Thanks, Norb.
Take care, you guys. All right, take care. We'll talk soon.
Peace.